Last year, I set a goal for myself, which was to make storytelling and art a career for me. And today marks exactly 1 year, and unfortunately, I have to admit that I failed. I couldn't make it happen. But the sky didn't fall, and the world didn't end, and I'm still here enjoying the weather. It's a beautiful day today, and I have to recognize that there are some adjustments I have to make in order to keep the dream alive. So I'm not giving up yet, um, and you know, I think I truly understand now why failure is a part of the process. Like you really have to fail in order to succeed, because when you fail, it's an opportunity for you to make adjustments. And so that's what I'm going to do. I could easily, blame YouTube and blame the universe and just quit. That would be the easier way out. Or I could, recognize that there's really no one else to blame but myself. I either underestimated the size of the project or I overestimated my skills. And either way, there are adjustments that need to be made. And so, um, the first thing that I have to change is the way I'm making videos. The videos that I was making were taking too long to finish. Each hand illustration was taking me, including making the video and editing and all that, was taking about 30 to 40 hours for each illustration. And so that's obviously a lot of time, especially when you have zero return on that time. It's you know I can't keep doing that because now I have a newborn that I have to look after, so my time is very limited. So those uh, illustrations that I made are probably going to be the only hand illustrated and hand drawn illustrations for this art project. Um, and so the second thing that I have to adjust to keep this dream alive, and when I say dream, I mean just escaping the 9 to 5 forever. That I don't have to go back to 9 to 5 at all, ever again. And in order for me to do that, I have to be making money on my own. And so that's why I had to start a business that has a faster potential of making money. And I was able to do that with an investor's money, meaning I found someone who was willing to give me the startup cost, and in return they get 20% of the company. And that was a good deal for me, because if the company fails, I don't owe them anything. This is not a loan; it's just an investment company. So, and if the company succeeds, then I'll just have to pay them 20% of the profit indefinitely, which is something that I'm willing to do. And that's an example of how you could actually start a business without having any money. But you have to have a proven record of running a successful business, which I have when I was running a concrete business. And so that's it's going well. The permitting and the legal paperwork takes forever, obviously, but we're on track, and I'm very optimistic about this business idea. Which it's still going to take some time for it to become profitable, but I think it's going to be a lot faster than this art project that I'm working on. And so the other thing that I have to adjust in order to keep this dream alive is to reduce our spending. And when I say that, I don't want to sacrifice our lifestyle. And so there are some things that I've been doing to achieve that. And the first thing was to look at how I do grocery shopping. And so I've been shopping more frequently at places like Costco and Restaurant Depot, and I'm buying things in bulk, and spending some time to organize them and store them. But that saves a good chunk of money monthly. It really adds up. And the second thing is to cancel the unused subscriptions and uh, things like that. We're not really using certain subscriptions, like Netflix, for example. I haven't really watched any Netflix, so like, why am I paying 20 something dollars every month for that? Or like Hulu, um, and like other, you know, some other I even forget what I was paying for, but so I canceled all these, and we also refinanced car loan, refinanced my wife's student loans. Thank God I paid off my student loans long time ago. But so refinancing our loan also saved us some money. So, and like make cooking more at home, making coffee, espresso, lattes at home. We bought a reasonable espresso machine, and it actually tastes a lot better than these coffee shops out there. Um, so these are the things that I've been working on lately. That's why I've been kind of away from YouTube. I stepped away from YouTube for a while, um, and obviously the baby is taking most of my time, and that also gives us a little bit of value there, so we don't have to worry about daycare cost or paying a nanny, and plus he's getting the best care possible. Nobody's gonna take care of my son better than I do, except his mom, obviously. But I think I'll take second place. So you know, a lot of people. I just wanted to share this because a lot of people have this fear of failure that it stops them from starting a project because they fear that they're going to fail. And I'm here to give you an example that failing is not that bad, uh, especially if you recognize where you can improve and how you can make adjustments. And so, um, you know, the most important thing is to never give up, um, and always find a positive way of looking at things. Even when things look chaotic, and even when everybody around you is telling you that the world is going downhill, and everything's getting worse and there's no hope. That's not true. There's always hope. You just have to know where to look.